This is KGW News at Sunrise.
Well, the weather headline this morning is sub-freezing temperatures. Any melting after Portland's historic snowstorm refroze overnight. Our KGW crews are fanned out across the area to bring you live updates. Christine Pitawanich is in Drive 8 on Highway 26 east of the Oregon Zoo exit. She's going into the city. Chad Dehart is over in Southeast. We'll check in with all of them in just a moment.
It is a Friday morning here on the Sunrise Show. It's also a snow day for a lot of kids around Portland and Vancouver again this morning, and a lot of those schools made that call last night. They didn't waste any time. So we're going to continue to put those school closures and delays scrolling there at the bottom of your screen. Meanwhile, Rodney Hill, can we talk about today's forecast? I know it's going to be cold.
Yeah, I missed that though. You know, you get the call. As an adult, wouldn't it be great? The boss calls you. Don't come in tomorrow.
Yeah.
What?
Take it easy.
When's the last time we got that call?
It's been a while. All right. We have cold weather. The east winds are blowing. The temperatures I'm going to show you not as cold as we thought they would be, but the wind chill factor makes it feel like it's on average a good 10 degrees, if not 15 degrees colder than what the numbers are. So right now the number out of PDX is 26 degrees. Obviously that's cold enough, as Brenda mentioned. Everything is refrozen out there that had a little bit of melting in the sun yesterday. Now we do have some teens. We thought that we would. There's Scappoose, Hillsborough, Forest Grove, all at 17. It's 19 out in Happy Valley this morning. Salem, good morning to you. 24 degrees there. Everybody on this map looks like they're holding at 20 or a little bit warmer. So it will be a sunny day today. The east winds are going to get stronger this afternoon for those of you out in East Clark and Multnomah counties out near the gorge. Right now they're generally 10 to 25 miles per hour. We'll be around freezing at noon. Give us a chance to get anywhere between 35 and 38 for a high this afternoon. Back to you.
All right, Rob, we're going to check in on some traffic cameras right now as we look around the area. This is I-84 at 105th. Again, I-84 at 105th, you can see part of that interstate still covered in snow and ice. Definitely slick out there. Some slow going, but cars are getting by. Just keep in mind, if you do have to get out and about this morning, take it slow, give yourself some extra time. We do have better news to report this morning as far as the Glenn Jackson Bridge is concerned. You remember yesterday, this spot was an absolute nightmare. We had Drive 8 stuck in that on the Vancouver side of the Glenn Jackson Bridge probably for 2 hours yesterday morning. But again, things clear there. If you have to make your way into the airport, for example, from Vancouver, it looks to be clear sailing and smooth sailing, at least to start our Friday morning.
Well, Christine Pitawanich is live in Drive 8 this morning. Christine, tell us where you are now and what you're seeing.
And actually, it kind of varies, the conditions here on Highway 26. We just just passed the Oregon Zoo exit. Right now, we're going through the tunnel headed toward Portland. Tunnel looks pretty okay, but let me give you a look at what we're seeing. Like I said, tunnel looks pretty okay. We're headed onto 405 South. We have actually been driving around the area trying to get a sense of what the roads and highways are looking like. I can tell you we started in downtown Portland where, man, it was a total ice rink. As we head on to 405 South, you see a little bit of ice on the road. We saw a couple of cars as well. I told you, we were on Highway 26 a little earlier as well. We saw a handful of abandoned cars still out that way, although not nearly as bad as we saw, say, yesterday. Still, though, some pretty slick conditions. We saw a little mini landslide on Highway 26, more so maybe a tree fall that was kind of blocking one lane of traffic. Right now, like I said, headed toward the Markham Bridge so that we can merge onto I-5 North. We did drive this little stretch earlier, I-5 North, for anyone who's trying to drive that. Looking pretty clear, at least for now from our perspective. When we went onto the Fremont Bridge, though, very different. Definitely some slick spots. Really, the whole thing was pretty icy. You can see potentially, if you kind of squint a little bit, we're coming up on a couple of cars still stranded, still abandoned here on 405 southbound as we approach the on-ramp onto I-5 North and the Markham Bridge. When you're driving out here, just be aware of slick spots, because there are some areas that are looking totally clear, others where it is just looking like a sheet of ice, compact snow and ice, really. We've also seen chains just randomly, in balls or just all over the place. So if you're driving, definitely be aware of that. Before we go, actually, as we come onto the Markham Bridge here, let me show you what we're looking at. There are cars here on the side. Also a truck that's stranded right now. As I'm looking to the other side of 405, there are a number of cars stranded that way. So as we've been saying yesterday into today, just be careful if you're coming out here. If you don't have to drive, I wouldn't chance it. But if you need to, there are some clear spots if you need to get on I-5 and all that. But for now, we're going to be driving around town, taking a look at all the major highways so that we can kind of give you a heads up of what we're seeing this morning. For now, I'll send it back to you.
Absolutely. And like you said, divergent conditions depending on where you are. I came in from Clackamas and 224 Sunrise Expressway, McLaughlin for the most part, down to bare pavement, but there are slick spots. And look at the sheen on this. This is a live picture from our photographer, Chad Dehart. He is out at 119th and Division, and there's just that sheen, and it is super slick. Tough to walk as well. Hope you have yak tracks if you're going out, because it is just compact and crunchy. You can hear people walking a mile away, literally, because it's just so icy. Okay, viewers, you are absolutely amazing. You have sent us so many photos of the snow. We want to cycle through a few of them. Look at that view from the balcony. This is shot from the Pearl District over in Northwest Portland. You see some of the sun there in the distance. This is from the Oregon coast, Devil's Lake, right near Lincoln City. That's a pretty shot as well. We have one from Damascus, Oregon. Hey, Clackamas County, look at all the snow in somebody's backyard. And then we'll come back to Northeast Portland. Let's take a peek at that. Oh, I love that. This is Petunia playing in the snow in Northeast Portland. Oh no, I'm sorry. This is Petunia. It's like they're smiling.
How'd you know
We've
it was
got
Petunia? Because
galore.
it was a pig?
No, because it says it here. We also got a video. Can we flip that? A cat on a leash, just going for a stroll in the snow. I wouldn't run away. I'd be like, I'm sticking close to my owner. It's too cold out here.
I think our old Sunrise colleague, Nina Melhoff, used to have a cat that she walked on a leash.
Ah, that's funny.
But that is still a foreign concept to me.
If you would like to send in your videos or your photos, you can do it by texting us 503-226-5088. Include your name if you can and where you are. We'll show as many as we can here on the air this morning.
Brenda, I don't know if you were paying attention right at the start of our 4:30 half hour. I was out of breath because I ran into the newsroom and then ran back in here because I forgot to put my jacket on.
Oh.
And then Rod told me I'm not even going to wear a jacket all day. I didn't need to do the running.
I couldn't stand the pressure of having to know where my jacket was.
No, you look fine.
Just know where the forecast, I guess, is going.
The forecast is this way. It's over here. All right. Let's start off with why we have cleared out. That low that brought the snowstorm finally did what it was expected to do, and that is migrate all the way down off the coast of San Francisco. Rainy day and mountain snow down in California. Still throwing some cloudiness up into Oregon. If you have a little bit of high cloudiness, that will be drifting off to the south of you during the day. But we are mainly clear here in Portland. We still have snow on the bricks, of course, and we still have the cold temperatures we're tracking, 26 right now. East winds have generally been 10 to 25 at this hour. Those winds coming out of the gorge, though, will get stronger later today than they currently are. We've got 19 out in the Dalles, 18 up in Kelso, Longview, 24 down in Salem. Good morning to you. It's about the same over at the coast, Newport 25. And then out east, a single-digit morning in Baker City where it's 8 degrees. Okay, so we have sunshine today. We have temperatures that will get above freezing, so that's good news. We have another hard freeze tonight. We have a dry Saturday. Let's pick up Futurecast at 4:30 Saturday afternoon. Next system comes in Saturday night into Sunday morning. Here we are at midnight going into Sunday. I'm not sure exactly when precipitation starts overnight. Might be a little bit later than what this shows. But there are indications that we will have a period of wintry mix or some snow before everything changes to rain going into Sunday morning. Here we are at 5 a.m. Sunday, now already seeing the rain push start to move in. So just FYI on that, and especially if you live up in elevation, maybe you wake up Sunday morning, you're like, hey, that's new. That snow out there's new, but during the day it will become rain, I think, all the way up to about 1,200 feet. All I want you to get out of this snow level projection for the coming week is that we're looking at a fairly cold weather pattern that will have several opportunities for there at least be a period of time where there's snow or some sort of a mix. I mean, you can make the case that Monday morning we've got sticking snow at 500 feet. You can make the case that throughout much of the day Tuesday we've got at least a snow chance of a mix in the air down to 500 feet. And then Wednesday it's dry in the morning. In the afternoon the snow levels go back up. So again, just get out of that we continue to track a pretty chilly air mass with at least some mornings it could be a little dicey coming up. All right, for today it's all sun. Salem and Corvallis, you folks might get up to 40. You were in the mid-30s yesterday. Portland in the afternoon made it to 30 or 31 yesterday afternoon. Today we'll definitely get above freezing, maybe as warm as 38. The hard freeze of 20 tonight, 44 tomorrow. Sunday, early snow mix, but we warmed to 44 with rain. Watching a mixed potential on Monday and a mixed potential on Tuesday. And that is your 7-day forecast for now.
All right, Rod, thanks for that update. We also have an update coming our way right now from Don Hamilton with the Oregon Department of Transportation. So, Don, I know you've been paying attention to the headlines this week. One of them, sorry, Rod, one of them was that forecasters missed the severity of this winter storm. The other was that ODOT wasn't ready to handle the highways, right? So let's talk about a positive this morning. We're seeing some noticeable differences, especially on I-5 coming in from Vancouver to downtown Portland. Things look a lot better on that stretch of road this morning. So can you just talk about these last 24 hours and what's been done to improve some of those wrongs, so to speak?
Well, we're getting all of our crews out there. As we did yesterday morning, our crews were responding as best they could to what was coming down. And we had all of our trucks, we had everybody going out there, all the crews out on the roads yesterday morning responding when things started falling out of the sky. This morning, we've had them out there again. We've got our crews on 12-hour shifts working with all of our tools out there, the salt, the sand, the de-icer, the plows, everything out there. Not much to plow this morning, right. But we're trying to address the issues with the ice, keep these roads clear right now. And as we see on the cameras, it's doing a little better. It's always a little easier when you don't have 11 inches of snow falling out of the sky.
Well, that is that shot right there at I-5 at Lombard, and you see the lanes closest to the bottom of the screen there that's the traffic coming in from Vancouver. And yesterday at this time, people weren't moving. So no, far better right now than 24 hours ago. I also saw, Don, that story that Kyle Aboshi did yesterday, and he talked to you in that story about staffing shortages, how that really was also a factor in how you dealt with this week's storm.
We are down. We have been in recent months. We don't have the full staff that we hope to. We're hiring. It means we don't get roads clear as quickly as we otherwise might hope to do. But we're doing the best we can with all the crews we've got. We've got everybody out there on 12-hour shifts right now. So we're doing as best we can with the crews that we've got. But we hope to get up to full staff as soon as we can. We were hiring through the summer and through the fall, trying to get up to full strength, and we're getting closer, but we're not quite there yet.
Hey, one more question for you right now, Don. Cars that are stuck, for example, along I-5 or cars that were just abandoned on the freeway. Does ODOT have the authority or the jurisdiction to go ahead and remove those cars any way possible, or do you have to work with the state police or other local law enforcement to get that job done?
We authorize private tow companies to tow those cars off the highway, and that's what's been going on ever since then. Abandoned cars get towed off the highways.
All right, Don, you've been with us now the last couple of mornings at this dark and early hour. We do appreciate it. We may check back in with you again as we get into the 6 o'clock hour, but we'll free you up for now. Don Hamilton with the Oregon Department of Transportation. Thanks again for joining us here.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to close out this segment of Sunrise with another live look at downtown Portland. This is Devin Haskins' spot this morning. Devin behind the camera showing us those streets. That's not ODOT jurisdiction right there. That's PBOT. That's the Portland Bureau of Transportation's area. Downtown Portland streets still a mess if you have to travel through the downtown core this morning. So keep in mind that as you head out the door today.